everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in Two, or welcome back. If this is your 12th and penultimate episode review for Walker Independence this season. Right now, as of this recording, we have no idea whether or not we will get a season 2 of Walker Independence. It's still a little bit murky, things over at the CW. Hopefully, we will get some sort of news eventually, but, you know, as of right now, next week's episode is the finale. Hopefully, at some point in March, we will find out more details on if we're going to get a renewal or not. But until then, we're going to proceed as scheduled. But for this week on Walker Independence, it's BI, before Independence. Well, before the events of the show. So this was basically the prequel episode for the prequel show, where basically it explains mostly how our characters got to where they were before the show. I feel like for me personally, for some reason, this bite-sized approach of like getting our characters kind of formally introduced to the larger world of the show and its story, I think personally made, for me personally, the best episode in the whole show. Which is weird to say, because like this is the most like, it's the most prequel-ish episode where like literally it is just these characters by themselves. We're literally getting their backstories in these bite-sized containments. Which honestly for me, it works. Like we honestly, I'm pretty sure had the show, if we were in like the old times of the CW where this season would have gotten 22 episodes, so an additional 9 episodes, I'm pretty sure each one of these story segments would have been their own episode, but we didn't really need that. Like for me personally, I like these bite-sized approach. We don't need to stretch out these characters' stories. That I feel like everything we were told was just enough, that we don't need the televised aspect of like, we need to basically hour segment these stories because we need to kill time. We didn't need that. And I feel like the impact was better because it tell what you need, don't overtell. I feel like that was the episode we got here. A couple of missed opportunities, but otherwise I think this is the best episode of Independence so far, and I can't wait to see how things are going to shake up with the finale as we go forward. So let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Walker Independence. So we begin literally where we left off. Gus is about to head into the building, to the farmhouse to go save Tom, and we don't know the fate of what's going to happen after the gunshots we heard at the end of the last episode, but we don't get to know that just quite yet, as Gus, being the narrator, narrates back to his time, BI, before Independence, where he was a state Confederate soldier. He was wearing the uniform and anything, but he abandoned his post. He is a deserter. He's been on the run for a while now, and he gets shot in the arrow by Caliban. This is before they met. This is their first interaction, eventually becoming friends. Caliban is inclined to make sure he is a foe before he kills him, but Gus, meanwhile, is just like, you know, I don't know what to do, man. I really don't know. I've been on the run. Like, maybe this is my time. This is like, you know, what I deserve. And just hearing the words of selfishness from him was enough for Caliban to say, okay, I'll take it back to my village. I'll get you healed up, and then I'll send you on your way on what you could do next. So he does. So it's also revealed that we knew this from previous episode, but we knew that, yeah, that Gus had a wife previously that we didn't know entirely what happened to her. So presumably he left her while he was on service. So he heads over to the village. He stays there for a while to recover, to heal up. He's eventually almost good to go. He's been sending out letters to the nearby town to deliver to his wife, but sadly his wife passes away, which leaves Gus kind of without purpose to go in and like actually progress further in life, really, to go back home, really, even risking himself, like turning himself into the country. However, thankfully, Caliban does give him another option, that the nearby town of Independence is looking for a brand new deputy, and him being a soldier could make him a viable candidate. So he says, screw it, I have nothing else to lose. So he goes over there, he gets interviewed. The sheriff's like, yeah, I'll take you. Like, you know, like, you served, you seem like a really good person. I definitely need that on my team. So yeah, let's go for it. You're in. Gus also realizes that the previous deputy was killed by him because there was just way too many conveniences for the sheriff to be the one to do. And the sheriff doesn't deny. He's like, yeah, but he betrayed me. Like, he literally went against my back. And the one thing you need to know with this job, no one is above the law. So yeah, that's the story of how Gus became deputy of town and how his friendship with Caliban began. We then segue over a little bit later to Kate, who is arriving in town, obviously being an agent for the Railroad Commission, is there on duty. Obviously, right now her priority being in town is to get a employment in town and maintain a cover while she's watching the surroundings. And she's struggling to find a job around. No one's really hiring. No one's really like willing to give her the work. Eventually, she meets Kai for the first time, who offers her a little bit of niceties and sincerity, offering her like a place to sit in the shade, allowing her to rest a little bit. This is where I'm assuming Kai begins to fall in love with her. But yeah, so he also gives her the black umbrella that she has normally with her character, so that definitely does explain. I know we needed an origin for the black umbrella, but you know what? We needed it and we got it. So she eventually goes over to the Hagen's old hotel, which is just the hotel now. But anyway, we see Hagen's once again reprising the role by Mark Shepard, who is the one pianoing and instructing the dancers, but they're not really comfortable with him being the man in charge over here. So Kate goes in, attempts to give him a good once-over, trying to say, like, this is not how you treat your workers, not especially how your dancers. Like, they need to feel comfortable for them to be able to exercise their creativity to you. At first, Hagen doesn't really, like, treat her seriously. We get a brief flashback to why Kate cares so much about people, as, well, even the flashback was like, I feel like Kate's story is, like, the one thing I will accept. Maybe we could have gotten a little bit more of, like, her own episode, I would admit, because, like, there was just some, definite expansion we needed. But regardless of that, Kate's backstory is like she lost someone important to her on a certain night, and she just realizes the importance of just having to be good to people and just making sure they're treated nicely and not. Eventually, she does convince Hagen to offer her a job as the showrunner for the dance crew. $1 a day, free room and board. Not a bad deal. I mean, get paid $30 a month. I don't know how much the currency is. I don't know how much things were back in the day. Maybe $1 seems like a lot. Maybe it doesn't. I really don't know 100%, to be honest with you. But anywho, so eventually she does get the job, and that's the story of how Kate became Hagen's Hotel's showrunner for the dancers. Then we cut a little bit over back to the old days, like a little bit, I want to say like maybe 20 years ago. We see a young Hoyt Rollins and his mom, apparently a mother-son duo that goes around scamming people, stealing their money, and getting away with it scot-free, most likely. Where basically Hoyt, being the adorable, cute little kid, acts like he's in pain. Everyone's going to care about him because he's the kid, while the mom goes into the back and steals all the money, and then they escape without notice. However, on this particular robbery, they sadly do get caught by the Rangers, and then they're ready to arrest her, and and she decides to part Hoyt with his traditional hat, saying that, just keep doing what you're doing, and then maybe someday we'll see each other again. Probably not, but, it is what it is, and, she knows this was going to happen. But no word of what happened to Hoyt after that. I'm not sure if this was the same town of Independence or whatsoever, or if this is just, something else entirely. But regardless of what that nature may be, we cut to like near presently, maybe like a year before Independence started, where we see Hoyt. He's on his horse. He's waiting for the train, and then he sees another bandit approaching him. It's none other than Jared Padalecki playing another version of himself. Now, yeah, so this version is not related to Walker, like, any of the Walker family members. It's not related. We have known before. Jared did confirm he is going to make some sort of cameo on Independence, because it is his show as well, that he needs to be a part of it somehow, whether that was going to be him being in the time period of Independence, or we were going to get some sort of flash forward to the Walker time point, which that's honestly what I was thinking of as just in case scenario, where like maybe we cut to like a flash forward where maybe Grandpa Walker finds Abby's journal, and then they were recounted the whole story. That was my idea. I don't think that was going to be the best idea. This honestly feels like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it very much so. So, yeah, so they're having a little bit of a banter. He's also, has employed as well. He's got an agenda too, and he kind of wants Hoyt to kind of go along with it, as Hoyt will be the bait and he'll be like the one profiting off the robbery. Hoyt doesn't really like that idea so well, so they both whip out their guns, and sadly Jared Padalecki's character gets taken down. Hoyt goes over to check his belongings, see if he has any valuables, but he does see a Texas Ranger badge on him, meaning that yes, he has killed a Texas Ranger, so Hoyt is fucked right now. So he has no choice. He ditches the body. He takes all of his belongings, thus understanding how Hoyt got his traditional coat. Again, did we need an origin story for the hat and the coat? I really don't know. I appreciate it. So he takes all of his belongings, and he rolls into the town of Independence, ready to go cash in some stuff. He runs into Louisa, sans everything that happened between them. I don't entirely know if they hooked up by this point, or they have. I'm pretty sure they have at this point, considering their vibe to each other. Eventually Hoyt, just tells her like, yeah, I'm just swinging for town, I'm just, trying to get my bearings. So maybe I'll be around. Maybe we can spend a night at Hagen's together, like old times. And it's like, okay, maybe they have hooked up before. But regardless of that, Hoyt returns over to Kai's place where he sees Kai and I guess Kate having a traditional meal or something together. And then, he goes in. I think we knew already that, yeah, Hoyt and Kai had a bit of like a brief friendship going, and, Hoyt's still hiding from the law and everything, so even Hoyt's still nice enough to deliver Kai a little present from his travels abroad, little postcards, like very tiny postcards. And also we get the origin story to how Hoyt became that fake priest over in the other town over, which if anyone remember from earlier in the season, where like Hoyt basically scammed being a priest to drink their booze and sleep with almost all the married women on the town, which I'm like, Jesus Christ, Hoyt. Oof. You weird man. But anyway, so that explains the story. That was Kai. Kai made him the priest outfit. So I'm like, again, do we really need that origin story? Probably not. But like, I still enjoyed it whatsoever. And then we got over to the Daversons, where Tom and his brother are just, having a game of craps together. I don't know what game they're playing. I think it's marbles or dominoes or something like that. They're having a little bit of fun, and then their aunt comes over, explains to them that the Collins situation has sadly gotten for the worse, as Collins has decided to have a turn of leaf. He will not be participating further in the railroad railroad plan because of his wife, Abby, who is causing him to turn a new leaf when they arrive in the town of Independence, which is a no-go to their plans. They need that town for the railroad track so they may make some money. She pulls aside Tom to basically tell him, you have a job, you need to kill Liam and the wife, because if either of them get to the town of Independence, it's over. Our plan is dead in the water. We need that town because, yeah, we have taken over towns before, but we can basically turn Independence to the next big town in the state of Texas. So we need that town going. So you'll kill them, and then you'll take Liam's place and do all the business that he was supposed to conduct for us. Which Tom's like, I don't want to do it. Like, why Independence? Like, it's such a weird town. Like, you could get anyone to do it. Why does it got to be me? But however, since they have a pretty much of a big family mafia right now, he has no choice. He goes out there to go trail off Abby and Liam. But this does also confirm that Tom knew all along. He knew Abby was Liam's wife. He knew. Which I don't know what my opinions of it is. It makes it shitty. It makes it like more understandable that like, yeah, Tom actually did care for Abby. He did have feelings for her. And I don't know what the play is really. Like, I understand he was trying to conceal his involvement, but it's so weird. Like, I don't know, like the way they framed it's like, okay, yeah, Tom had a crush on her the moment he laid eyes on her. And he was debating like, what do I do? Like, I really like this girl, even though he doesn't, like, he romanticized about her. Like, yeah, this girl's educated, she's smart, she's outspoken. Like, that's all he knew about her. But he also had a mission. Like, if he didn't kill Liam or anyone, they would still die. So that creates the dilemma. Like, what does he really do? And also, it was weird that Abby's husband, Liam, was not in this episode whatsoever. He was just always off screen somewhere else. So that was kind of weird. It kind of just seemed like Abby was traveling solo. And we're just watching Abby's exploits as she was traveling by herself. She was losing a lot of her belongings because the cabin would not sustain everything that she was trying to bring over to Independence. And also the other thing was that she was with a small commune, a small tour that was also going to like a similar path to Independence, and she was kind of annoying some of the other residents, especially this one who was pregnant, who just wanted to rest a little bit, but she goes into labor right then and there. So Abby helped deliver the baby and everything. But she sadly succumbed to an infection, so she passed away, and so they named the daughter Abigail after her. Again, where the heck is Liam? I don't know. He's probably around somewhere. But anyway, eventually Tom is slowly falling more and more into an attraction with Abby, debating if he should really kill her or not, trying to find a way to like, maybe if I just kill Liam and maybe if I could just convince her, like that could maybe save me from any problems. But then Tom's brother comes in as well, saying that, yeah, his aunt knew like Tom would have a little bit of a difficulty doing this. So she sends him over to help him out. And of course, obviously, he means that Tom is falling in love once again to a married woman. Why do you keep doing it? Why is married woman your shtick? So they have an argument, and eventually Tom's brother said, you know what? If you're not going to kill them, I'll kill them myself. Let's get this over with. So he heads over there. Tom goes behind him, but we don't entirely get to see who was the one who actually made the killing shot. We don't know. Because we just get like a faraway shot scene. We see the gunshots, so it's still unclear. Was it Tom? Was it his brother? We really don't know. I want to say it was Tom. I'm going to say it. He had no choice. Like, he'll kill Liam and just fake kill Abby. Again, I really don't know 100%. And then we cut to a little bit later present day where, like, yeah, Tom comes over. He takes over Sheriff. And then, yeah, he just... He basically takes over. And obviously, Gus has his suspicions from the get-go. And then eventually we come back to present day where... yeah, Gus is ready to go in. He heads over there. He has some hesitation whether or not he should shoot Tom or his brother. However, the brothers get into an argument. The brother gets the gun. Both him and Gus shoot each other out. But sadly, Gus's injuries are more in the neck, so he's about to die. But they do shoot the brother. He does shoot the brother out for a bit, so they're about to leave. Before he can do so, Gus decides, "Fuck it, you're under arrest. I'm placing you under arrest." But however, the brother does another killing blow onto him. He chops off the cuffs off of Tom, and they say, we're family. Despite us hating each other right now, we're going to stick together because right now we need this town to go under things. So hopefully we will be able to restore order right now to town. So they both leave, leaving Gus's dead body behind in the barn, ending the episode. So for me, I thought this was great. I still think this was the best episode. Did we really need an origin story for everything? That was debatable, but I still like the presentation of it. Everything was sweet, concise, straight to the point. I would only say Kate's story was the only one I could have respected seeing more of. Definitely seeing more of like Tom's backstory does kind of help his character a little bit, not paint him as a total dick. I'm still a bit torn if at the end of the day, if it was like something that was really worth it. To be honest with you, at the end, but it is what it is, and that notion, to be honest with you. The other thing to note is the ending with Gus dying. Yeah, I kind of knew that on the writings of the wall. Like, yeah, he was gonna die. Sadly, my only disbelief, sadly, was like the way they framed it. Was like, oh, maybe he was still alive, but no, they just immediately killed him. Which I'm like, okay, you could have like stretched that out a little bit more, but I'm like, okay, if they suddenly like, do a surprise, like, no, Gus is still alive, like even with a neck injury, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he will be, maybe he won't be. Who knows whatsoever. Definitely does paint the picture of like how are we going to wrap all this up? Because again, we still have no season 2 renewal. I'm very scared they're going to save some story plot for season 2 if they get one, which again, it would be a great payoff if they do get a season 2, but if they get canceled because hey, shit happens. Like, the CW is going for change around. They're making a lot of money, cost-saving measures, and not renewing Independence would be one of them. We shall see. But right now, in terms of, like, getting a definitive backstory for almost everything that Independence has had set up by this point was great. It was very well worth it. It definitely delivered the best episode of the season so far. And yeah, it definitely delivers the stage for a very interesting finale when we come back next week. But I believe, yeah, for me, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this week's episode of Independence? Let's have a conversation down below. And I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the 2 from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the hopeful first season of Walker Independence. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the 2 besides our Walker episode reviews. We are currently doing Walker episode reviews, Rookie episode reviews, and Rookie Feds episode reviews each and every week after brand new episodes on the CW or ABC. If you don't care about Independence, you're in luck, sadly. Next week is the season finale for now. Hopefully, we will figure out if we're going to come back for more next week before the finale. But if that isn't the case, we will proceed as a normal review season would go. After we review the season finale of just the episode by itself, the week afterward, we will be doing a season 2 predictions episode of the show, and then afterward we will go into our season 1 review, non-spoilers, so stay tuned for all that soon enough. So we still have a few more weeks of Walker Independence content to go. Whether if we do get an announcement, yeah, we're not getting a season 2, yeah, we'll cancel the season 2 prediction video. We'll just go straight into the review, but we'll see how that all goes. As things start to wow down for the Walker side of things, as we pick up other things going into March. March is a very busy month for us, so get ready. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me again. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring the bell for notification when our next episode review is live. Like, favorite, share if you want to, and as well as follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, for all you members of the town of Independence, I'll see y'all next week. But until then, for the season finale, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.